have the highest probability to live the longest, like around the world.
Oh yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, because like they eat fish or something, like raw fish, and that
I didn't hear that.
I don't know.
Put the intro. Hi guys, my name is John Mark de la Peña. Welcome to the Earthlistening podcast. I am here with
Angela. Hey guys.
Katelyn. Hi everyone.
Sanjana. Everybody already said hey everyone, so what's the point of saying that again? And this is Earthlistening.
How are y'all doing today right now?
I'm doing fantastic.
It's just a little cold. I want to cover my ears.
Cool.
Today's weather has changed from like every single weather type you could have today. It's been raining, and then 15 minutes later, it's bright and super sunny that I literally have to like open up my blinds so much because I started getting like lines over my head from the blinds. And then now it's like the sun's not even out and it's so cold and so windy.
Yeah. On Thursday, it was like 98 degrees. And then the next day, it just drops like 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we're back to it being cold. And then
now we're sounding like the weather forecast.
No. Okay, so can someone remind me why the heck we're here again? Because I totally forgot.
Okay, so we have been noticing all the environmentally friendly people, specifically individuals and organizations. And we recently talked and worked with Asuka, who creates accessories, specifically microplastic accessories for sale. And like they're really cute and they're very like minimalistic. And she's located in Japan and she's 17 years old.
And basically, she is unable to make it to the interview, but she has provided her audio and her responses in Japanese and in English for the questions that we asked her. The first question we asked her was to tell us about herself.
日本に住んでいる17歳の女子高生です。環境問題には小さな頃から関心があります。今は環境問題のことを広めるため、マイクロプラスチックからアクセサリーを作成しています。環境問題に対する気づきをポジティブな形で広めていけたらいいなと思い、インスタで作ったアクセサリーとともに社会問題について考えたことも載せています。今は本当に少しずつですが、もっと環境に優しい生活を送るため、いろいろチャレンジしているところです。
So she's kind of like a young activist in a way. Like in Japan, I'm pretty sure none of us here have experienced living in Japan. So we may not know how difficult it is to become eco-friendly. It's very difficult in the United States. Like everything here is made from plastic. Like I'm pretty sure everything on my desk has some sort of plastic in it. So like, it's going to be very difficult. But at least she's trying, and she's even like spreading awareness. Even like it's not like a team like us. It's more of just her by herself. So that's a really cool way to spread awareness.
I remember like my grandma and my grandfather, they went to Japan for like vacation, like when they're really young. And then she told me that it was like Tokyo's like really clean. Like the streets are clean, and all of the people there, they always try to keep everything clean. There's no waste on the floor and trash. And I think that it's really cool how those people are trying to reduce like the trash or waste so that doesn't hurt like animals or the environment. So yeah.
Yeah. And then for me, I think it's really cool and amazing how she uses her talents to create like jewelry and accessories using like ocean plastic waste. And that's like, wow, that's really unique and creative. And like I went on her Instagram page and I just like scrolled through, and it was so pretty because like they were kind of clear and they were really pretty.
Like in a sense, it's kind of like upcycling. And if you guys don't know what upcycling is, it's basically where you like reuse maybe like certain materials to create something new. You can do it for like clothes or maybe even like jewelry, like Asuka's doing it.
And we also have a post about it, so check that out if you want to learn more about it.
Yep.
Oh yes, and John with the plug. Yeah, I make
plug in everything.
Yes. Okay, I make some necklaces and bracelets too. They're really simple. It's just like tying stuff together and then making sure the edges don't fray. And what she does is really impressive. Like it's like jewelry, and the fact that it's made out of microplastics is crazy because it doesn't really sacrifice any of the aesthetics. And like for me, I don't even know where the heck I would get microplastics. I can't just like jump into the ocean, get some plastic, and then refine it so that way it's nice, solid, not brittle anymore. So yeah, I don't know how she does it. Like 17 years old, I'm 17 years old, but I don't know how to do that. I think it's really impressive.
Yeah, I do want to add on this is kind of getting a little bit sidetracked, but there was this one time I heard from my parents that people in Japan have the highest probability to live the longest, like around the world.
Oh yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, because like they eat fish or something, like raw fish, and that
I didn't hear that.
I don't know, but I think it has something to do with like eating raw fish, and that like prolongs their lifespan or something like that.
I think it's specifically an island or a place in Japan. I'm gonna probably screw up the entire name, but I think it's called Okinawa or something like that. But it's in Japan, and like even one of my math teachers in like elementary school or something said he wanted to visit it before he died. He wants to know why they live so long. So, I don't think it's raw fish though. If it is, I need to start eating that.
Like, I mean, it is like sure because like they are an island and they definitely do like definitely have a lot of fish. And I also remember that like I think one of the oldest like one like man or something or woman it was actually Japanese. So yeah,
that's pretty cool. Also, side note for me, Japan is also the country that I want to visit the most, like out of all the countries.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, Japan game.
The vending machines are fascinating. They have so many vending machines. It's like everywhere.
Didn't like one of our friends recently show us toilets that like fog up? Roger showed us that.
The public
and like they have toilets there at some parks now. Like I'm pretty sure it's like not all parks, but there's some parks that have toilets that you like they're clear, like the doors are clear inside, and, like people could probably see you, but like as soon as you like close the door from the inside, the entire like thing fogs up, so like you can't see who's inside.
That's pretty cool.
Also, Japan, this is even more off topic, but it's still Japan. Like their age population, they have a lot of old people. Like in America, like our population, like we have a lot of young people, and then we have a lot of elderly people, but not as much, right? But in Japan, they're gonna have more elderly folks than younger people soon. So they have a decreasing population.
Yeah, the population rate is decreasing.
Yeah.
To add on, there was a documentary I think that we watched in bio in 9th grade, and it was basically saying like this elementary school only had one 5th grader, like just one in the entire grade level, and I was just like, yo, that's like really extreme.
Yeah, just one. Oh well, at least they would get like the best. It would be lonely, but they would be the smartest person in their grade.
True. Yeah, I guess you could look at it that way.
The second question that we asked Asuka was, if you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would it be?
興味を持ったことには没頭しちゃうタイプです。
But I think it's like it's kind of in the phrase of like still trying to get through, like going through life. I'm not really like trying to like push towards something. It's like just kind of going through the path, like not really having like anything set, just kind of just going through life as it is.
Like maybe like going with the flow, like not trying to stress about things.
It's really interesting because for the translated English version of what her answer is this going my way, but I feel like that could have a lot of different interpretations. So that's interesting. But yeah, I think from my interpretation, it's pretty similar with Katelyn and Sanjana mentioned, like figure things out on her own, not really paying attention to or not being really influenced or like tied down by what other people think, and just be unique, authentic, in herself.
So her third question is, what inspired you to start this business?
もともとは今年の夏、エクアドルのガラパゴス諸島にボランティアに行く予定でした。そこで環境保護の活動の一環として 何かちょっと特別なことができたらいいなと考えていた時に、テレビでマイクロプラスチックアクセサリーを作っている団体さんのことを知り、私もやってみようと思いました。結局はガラパゴスには行けなくなってしまったけれど、今はチュラミプロジェクトという日本各地からプラゴミを集める企画もやっています。
But I think it's pretty cool that she has an opportunity to go to Ecuador, and volunteer there. That's crazy. I would want to do that.
I think it's also kind of inspiring in a way, because it shows that other countries are inspiring other people in other countries. She went to Japan, she lived in Japan, and then she went to Ecuador, and then she went back, and it's I want to do this. So her inspiration from another country, or specifically another continent, is what caused her to create this whole business,
Yeah.
So it's how the world is inspiring other people to do other things and to find out what their path is. It's kind of cool.
The fourth question we asked are what are her goals that she hopes to achieve in the future?
みんなが環境問題や社会問題にオープンになって、みんなで話し合って解決に近づいていく場を作りたいと思っています。社会問題とかってあんまり家族や友達と話さないという人も多いかと思いますが、やっぱりその問題の本質を考えて理解を深めるために話すことは欠かせないと思います。なのでいろんな人が興味を持ってくれて、環境問題について考えたり、周りの人にも広めるきっかけを作ることが私の目標です。
So for my family, I kind of get what you're saying. It's so easy to just let your family slide. They might throw away plastics and stuff. I throw away water bottles in the black waste bin instead of recycling it, and you kind of just let it slide because pestering them about it is hard. It makes you feel like you're being annoying, but talks like these are the ones that we have to have. You can't just let it slide when you see people stomping out and stuff.
Yeah, I agree, John. I feel like it's parents kind of just realize that's not the main issue for me. It may be for the world, but I don't see a direct correlation to it, because I know we're obviously going to be impacted by it, but I don't see a direct impact to myself or my family. So that, I feel that's also a similar implementation in our parents. When I throw away a water bottle, I don't see oh, it's going to the ocean. I don't see floating away into the ocean and killing something. It's more of the mindset of understanding that, oh, this is what happens if a bunch of people do this. So if I have that mindset, that means a bunch of other people could have that mindset.
Also, to add on, I think communication, what she said is really important, because I think that without trying to interact or talk to other people about these situations or problems happening, nothing's going to change. Maybe an example would be just posting on social media, just putting out the word and seeing if people will look at those posts and understand what's happening, or just verbally talking to people about these problems. I think that communication is definitely key to also bringing awareness.
Yeah, and then just to scale it even bigger, I feel just talking, taking the first step in talking about anything is the first step in addressing any kind of issue, regardless if it's environmental issues or if it's social issues, like what Asuka mentioned earlier. And just being able to have the platform and ability to first talk about it is always the first and probably maybe the hardest step, because first steps are usually the hard ones into solving whatever issue you guys have.
For our next question, number 5, what are some good experiences that you have come across through your business experience?
私は今年の3月にマイクロプラスチックアクセサリーを作り始めたのですが、一番良かったことは人との出会いです。周りに環境問題に取り組んでいる人もなかなかいないので、実際どんなことからしていいのか踏み出せずにいました。でも本当は環境問題に取り組んでいる人は日本にもたくさんいて、年齢にも関係なくどんな風に取り組んでも意味があるのだと、環境問題に取り組んでいる方々と出会って気づけました。
And then what Asuka said was the best thing is that I could meet people who work on environmental issues. Since there is no one working on it around me, I didn't know what to do. But the fact is there are so many people working on it in Japan. It doesn't matter how old you are and how you work on it. All things you do makes a difference. So I think like kind of what she's saying is that like the people around her, they weren't like doing these types of things to help the environment. But even if that's so, there's people in like different regions trying to like make a difference. Even when you're just like a toddler or like an old like senior, they're all trying to make a change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also like how she put it doesn't matter how old you are. And I think that really speaks to me because like sometimes I get so caught up about like my age and like, oh, you know, I'm too old to do this or stuff like that. And that kind of really like ties me down in a sense that like I get discouraged in doing things I want to do. And like that could connect to like environmental stuff or hobbies or anything like that. And I think it's really important to note that really in life, your age doesn't matter. Like you could be, I don't know, 70 years old and still go to college, you know, it's not too late. What becomes too late is if you just don't even do it at all.
It's actually the complete opposite for me when it comes to like what you're saying, Angela. I feel like I act more of like a child when it comes to like daily things and like just like everything related to school is more like my age. But like when it comes to like, you know, doing things that are not related to school, people think of me as like, my family specifically thinks like I'm my brother's age, and my brother's in 4th grade. And like it gets like annoying because like I'm around other people or like specifically like people who are older than me and they think, oh my gosh, she's not acting her age. And I'm like, what does my age mean? Like I see like senior citizens who are like doing like all these things just for fun and like doing things like a child would do. And I'm like, what does age even mean? Like, why does age have like a certain correlation to what you should be doing? Like, I feel like people are now like breaking that into the world. Like now when you're like 30 and people are saying, I shouldn't be married now. Like who says I have to be married? And who says I have to have kids? And who says I have to have a stable job? Like, why does age have some sort of like goal to accomplish? There shouldn't be any correlation in that because you don't know how long you're going to live. Like you could have no job at 30 and then be a billionaire at like 65.
It's funny. Like I was just gonna add on to a comment to what Sanjana said about like, oh, like about when you want to get married, like the age is not really a factor like nowadays people consider. And I'm like, yo, that actually ties back to the tangent we had earlier about how the Japanese reproduction rate is going down because people have the mindset like, oh, it's 30, I don't need to get married. So I'm like, that's really interesting because our tangents are absolutely like not on topic, but like at the same time it connects back to our previous tangent. Okay, let's continue to the last question. And basically our last question was just what are some hobbies you are doing during these times of COVID and quarantine and social distancing?
映画を見たり、洋楽を聴いたり、本を読んだり、ゴミを拾ったり、物を作ったりしています。
Saying she loves movies, music, books, picking up trash, and making things.
So picking up trash obviously is like the unique one here, like, but it's more of like her giving back to her community. She doesn't care that it's like a difficult job, especially in the places when in Asia where like you see like a certain like social status, like, oh, you're doing that, oh, you're in this. She's like, she doesn't care, from what I can see, she doesn't care about like that kind of social status. She cares about what makes her home country better and what makes her feel better.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like picking up trash as a hobby is unique and also absolutely amazing. The fact that she enjoys picking up trash. And like I would also agree with her that there's this some sort of like rewarding feeling if you like pick up trash or you just clearly know that you're doing something that benefits the environment. It's just really rewarding, even though it's like, oh, you might get volunteer hours or something or look good on like paper or something like that. But like at the end of the day, it's all about doing the thing that feels right and rewarding to yourself because it feels right and you're like benefiting people and the environment.
like that's the true meaning of like volunteering and like helping out the community and benefit the environment. Doing it because it's not fun, but it's just something that is advantage, like a big advantage to the entire community, rather than just doing something for your own personal advantage.
Yeah, being altruistic.
Kind of also like adding to Sanjana's thought, I think that like with her hobby of picking up trash, I think she's doing like these baby steps, and like these baby steps can actually make more, like definitely make an impact to the environment. So even if it's just something so small, it could lead to something bigger.
Right.
Yeah. Like movies, music, books. I feel like these are all regular hobbies. And along with the picking up the trash, like this is what we need. We don't need like superheroes, we don't need entrepreneurs, we don't need super geniuses or prodigies figuring out ways to be more sustainable. We just need a collective effort from a lot of people who are mindful about the environment and want to help things and make things better.
If we all do our own little part, then like collective as a whole, that brings about great change.
So that's all the questions that we asked Asuka. And it was really nice to get to know somebody who has a different path, like going to Ecuador and helping people in Ecuador and being a volunteer there is kind of something none of us have ever done, especially during the time of the COVID like pandemic. But it's kind of new to like living in Japan is a completely different thing, and helping the environment through something that inspired you from a totally different continent is something that like a lot of people wish to do, especially travel to a different continent and experience the type of problems or issues that they may have. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in this time, and hope you guys like check out all our other podcasts because they have variety of interviews with different kinds of people, and make sure to check out Earthlistening off air to get to know all of us better and the more issues that we go through. And yeah, bye.
That way. We also are collecting used printer ink cartridges in order to send them back to Cartridge Evolution, which is an ink manufacturer and recycle company. They actually reuse the ink cartridges instead of just recycling them and placing them into recyclable containers. So yeah, and then please help us collect cartridges. And if you are interested, you can also earn volunteer hours, and please DM us if you want to learn more and participate and do your part in reducing the 1 million cartridges that end up in landfills every single day.
Thank you.
Yep, that would be really greatly appreciated if you are able to help. Any amount of cartridges is absolutely appreciated. And yeah, and you're doing your own small part to benefit the world. But that's all we have for today. That's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on Instagram at EarthlinkingOfficial. Check out our website on Instagram located in the link in our bio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Earthlinking Team. Donate to our GoFundMe located in the description box below. This is Earthlistening. See you in the next episode.